Hello and welcome to SaltWire today for Friday, May 12th. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Students at Dartmouth High walked out of school today to show their support for more than 1,800 CUPE school support workers on strike. It's day 3 of the Halifax area local picket that includes educational assistants, library specialists, early childhood educators, childcare practitioners, outreach workers, and more. They're calling for better wages and have yet to reach a deal with the government. Students at Dartmouth High say they organized the walkout this week and spread the word through social media to show their support for their school staff.
Our support staff is on strike right now, and it's really making a dent in our school community. We can't have our library, our learning center students don't have people to hang out with at lunch, like their support staff to hang out with at lunch because they're out here on the picket lines. And it's really making a difference, and we really want to show that we are with them and we stand with them and we support them in everything they're asking for.
It's amazing. We have been fighting this for a while, and having the kids come out and support us, it's amazing. And it just shows how much we need them and they need us.
The Education Department had reached a tentative agreement with the bargaining teams for all 8 CUPE bargaining units representing 5,400 public school support workers across the province 3 weeks ago. The other 7 units have accepted the deal in recent voting.
We miss our students so much. It's very difficult. We see them, we can't go near them. A lot of families are affected by this because some of them can't send their kids to school because we're not there. It's really hard on us. We'd rather be in the classroom than out here.
CUPE Local 5047 members who work in 136 Halifax Regional Centre for Education elementary, junior high, and high schools located in the Halifax area voted against the deal, saying they require higher wages than the 6.5% hike offered over a 3-year contract. Traffic was disrupted this afternoon in HRM after a single vehicle crash. Police say a dump truck traveling eastbound on Highway 111 towards the McKay Bridge struck the Portland Street overpass at exit 7. No other cars were involved. Traffic was restricted to one lane, and police asked drivers to take alternate routes to avoid delays. Construction will begin soon on a new hospital in Halifax. The province announced today they've reached an agreement with the Plenary PCL Health to start work on the Halifax Infirmary site of the QEII. A new building will be built there with work to begin within weeks. The construction will cover initial work that needs to be done to prepare the site for the acute care tower, which will have 216 beds, 16 operating rooms, an intensive care unit, and a new emergency department. The province says crews will begin work to extend the current emergency department, providing flexibility for patient flow during construction. Excavation and the relocation of mechanical and electrical utilities will also be done to prepare the site for the building. Temporary parking options will be created so the Roby Street Parkade can be demolished. The province is investing $254 million in this phase of the project. Security guards in Nova Scotia will now need a criminal record check and security training to be able to work in late-night bars. These new rules will apply to the Dome, Level 8 Nightclub and Lounge, Halifax Sports Bar and Grill, the Ale House and the Toothy Moose, all in Halifax, and the Capri Cabaret in Sydney. The province announced today that bar security staff must take the Alberta Protect security training course online by July 1st in order to work at late-night bars, or what they're calling cabarets. They will also have to provide a criminal record check on request and complete the Serve Right Responsible Beverage Service training program. At least one manager or supervisor who has completed both training programs and provided a criminal record check will also need to be on site during opening hours. The province says if cabarets are found to be in violation of these new licensing requirements, they could lose their liquor license. The Good Robot Brewing Company is benefiting from recent loosened liquor laws and have expanded their business to Elmsdale. When COVID shut down, the brew pub company had to shift gears, and with a grant, they got a canning line.
And that really opened the doors to us controlling our own destiny as far as getting product out to consumers, different products, and then being able to grow and meet the demands of the NSLC and grow through them.
Co-packing, which entails assembling a client's ingredients or components into a final product, was not permitted in the beverage alcohol sector in Nova Scotia until recent legislative changes. It's now a big part of their business and what's keeping them going at their new facility in Elmsdale, where a canning line can fill 100 beer cans, 473 milliliters per minute.
So we had 120 barrels of fermentation capacity coming from a 10-barrel system. So we would double and triple batch, and we're still doing that here, double and triple batching. So we've got a 20 barrel system now, so twice the size, but it's a mash filter system as opposed to a mash tun system. And we can turn our brews over a lot quicker. It's got more brewing vessels too, so there's more places for the beer and wort to sit as we're manufacturing it.
The equipment gives the company 6 times the fermentation capacity it previously had and the ability to take on canning for other craft brewers for when demand exceeds supply. They've also got some cider brands, cocktail brands, and they're even working towards getting flavored water. It's time for another edition of Wine of the Week with SaltWire sommelier Mark DeWolf. With Mother's Day this weekend, Mark has a selection to celebrate the day with Mom.
It's Mother's Day weekend, so that means time to celebrate Mom, and what better way to do it than a little bit of food, a little bit of wine, and I got a great offer from Harvest Wines. They've opened up a new wine club with 2 levels, one for 6 bottles a month, one for 12. You got a lot of great incentives to sign up, not least of which is this kind of wine journal that you'll get, but also lots of tasting notes and some extra perks that you can find online. So treat Mom to a nice gift of wine from Harvest Wines.
And for more wine recommendations, tips, recipes, and interviews, go to the Wine to Dine section of saltwire.com. It's time now for a glimpse of today's Thinking Out Loud with Sheldon McLeod. Today, Sheldon is speaking with Ron James and Seth Congdon about a fundraiser for Project Straybore.
It is a fundraiser. It's coming up May 20th at the Lunenburg Opera House. You can get tickets. Tell me, Seth, what's the money for? What's this going to do? How is this helping?
Well, depending on the scope, we're acquiring a vehicle in Germany to use as an ambulance out east in the Donbass and Bakhmut region. We're going to deliver it to some friends who are already there and have been for a year. One of our friends, Brandon Mitchell, we used to be in the unit with, headed over last year.
That you're not driving all the way to Bakhmut and Donbass. It's going to be
no, sir. It's
transfer
for you
close to the border, and I will no doubt be walking sentry duty in Poland when they do pass.
No. It's on its way there. We're going to give it to them to be able to use as an ambulance. But on the way there, in Poland, in the some of the refugee centers that we visited last year, and to a Canadian initiative in the west of Ukraine that has set up 3 orphanages for orphans from the war.
And for Sheldon's full conversation, head to the opinion section of saltwire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire, presented by Scott Squires.
Hannah Gerard and Macarena Sansini are Australian rules football players who play for the Halifax Dockers. But this weekend, they'll be wearing a different uniform.
We are heading to Hamilton, Ontario to play in the Canada Cup. The Halifax Dockers, Sydney Giants, Etobicoke, and the New York Magpies are all coming together to form a squad of 20 ladies to play a bunch of games this weekend.
Hannah and Macarena are 2 of only 3 players from Nova Scotia going to the Canada Cup, and the honor isn't lost on them.
It means a lot. It's honestly an incredible opportunity. We are so happy that we get to represent the East Coast. And we're just hoping that this will put East Coast footy on the map and that we'll get more people joining. Hopefully we'll come home with the Canada Cup itself. I'm pretty proud to be one of the 3 ladies that are heading up this weekend. It means a lot to me to represent Halifax, and shout out to my Australian family to see me play AFL here in Canada.
You can check out my full interview with Hannah and Macarena on saltwire.com. Just click on the video tab, and you can also check it out on our SaltWire YouTube channel. In Halifax, I'm Scott Squires for the Atlantic Sports Wire.
Thank you, Scott. On to weather now to see what's coming up in the weekend forecast. We're going to check in now with our weather specialist, Alistair Alders.
Happy Friday, Kate. Well, it was another hazy day thanks to the wildfire smoke that arrived from Western Canada, but certainly created some very vibrant sunsets and sunrises right across Atlantic Canada. Now, we have the Mother's Day weekend ahead of us, which overall isn't looking too bad, but there is a bit of unsettled weather to talk about. This evening, we'll have partly cloudy skies with fog patches developing, the overnight low 7 degrees and 11 on your Saturday morning. This is when we'll have the best chance of showers. It will be mainly cloudy with a chance of showers and even a risk of an isolated thunderstorm. 20 degrees your high tomorrow afternoon. Still a low chance of showers in the afternoon, but overall we will see a mix of sun and clouds, so not bad in the afternoon. Now for Mother's Day on Sunday, we start the day with a bit of sunshine, but I do think the clouds dominate as we go through the afternoon. And behind the cold front that is slicing across the province on Saturday, it will be cooler, only 12 degrees for your high on Sunday. Winds also gusty this weekend, at times up to 30, maybe 40 kilometers per hour. So not bad overall, but if you have travel plans to the Northeast Mainland and Cape Breton, the rain a little more persistent there. There will be a bit more rain, so just keep that in mind. But here in Halifax, not a bad weekend ahead for Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Kate.
Thank you, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com. And you can find us on social media. I'm your host, Kate Walker. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here Monday.